Cemeteries you wouldn't want to spend the night in. Who'd want to spend the night in a cemetery? Maybe you, but not these. I'm Nathan, and I'm glad you're here. We're going to dive right in. Union Cemetery in Easton, Connecticut. Easton, Connecticut, up there in the Northeast. It's riddled with hauntings. Known for the White Lady and Red Eyes. Apparitions, reports of ghostly chases, and police enforcement against trespassers. OMG. Have you been to this cemetery? Have you ever known that people actually like to walk the grounds of cemeteries? There's a beautiful cemetery in Louisville, Kentucky. It's called Cave Hill Cemetery. It has beautiful winding roadways. You walk the lines of loved ones' memorials. They do a beautiful job of keeping it up. And that's where Muhammad Ali and Colonel Sanders, KFC guy, are buried, as well as thousands of other loved ones. But in this particular cemetery, you don't want to stay there. These ghosts don't like law enforcement. They don't like people being there, apparently, which is weird because you would think that in death, those, if you do believe in the unknown, the paranormal, the ghosts, if you will, that they would be like, hey, yeah, come hang out with me. Come hang out with me, guys. I'm right here. And I'm Nathan, and you're here because you like the odd, weird, macabre stuff. Musician, mortician. I spent 13 years in the funeral profession, licensed funeral director and embalmer. My songs are inspired by my works and those I work alongside and those I celebrate. My single, last time, it's number 12 at radio, 21 at Billboard. You can stream it anywhere. Links in the description. Be sure to click the bell to be notified, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Greyfriars, Kirkyard, Edinburgh, Scotland. Say that 3 times fast. Home to the violent poltergeist of Bloody Mackenzie. No, I'm not going. Not going at all. A history of religious persecution, this area, has tours now, and coming with health warnings due to aggressive paranormal activity. So if you go there, they do offer tours, but because of the paranormal activity, they say that people who experience such, especially heaviness and dark type energy, they become ill. I don't know what you believe, whether or not you believe. I love history, World War II history. I love documentaries, especially those that cover unsolved crimes, unknowns. The paranormal is an unknown. We all have this insatiable need to answer the why. And this, if you go to Edinburgh, Scotland, to this cemetery, you get sick. You don't know why, except, hey, it's paranormal stuff. Lenoria Cemetery in Lenore, Chile. I think I'm saying that right. Chile. Oh my. This cemetery in Lenoria, Chile, it has opened graves. Not good. And then there's a bunch of stuff that happens at sunset. Not good. I think a cemetery is a place where you go and reflect and remember and honor and celebrate. And then obviously those in this video, it seems they don't want you there to reflect and honor and remember and celebrate. They want you to get out. So these graves that are opened, obviously that would be a telltale sign of someone stealing, or maybe not that, but obviously disrupting the grounds. These are hallowed grounds. These are loved ones. These are places that honor the lives of those that we love and forever remember. I don't know. If you go to Chile and you want to go to this cemetery, just don't do it. I mean, I guess you could do it. Let me know in the comments below. Have you been to this cemetery or the cemetery in Easton, Connecticut? I would love to know. Buckout Road Cemetery in White Plains, New York. That sounds like it's in the backwoods. I've been to Kelly Road Cemetery, Kelly Cemetery. I've been to all kinds of back road cemeteries. Do you have a back road cemetery in your town? Like every church on a hill in nowhere land, Kentucky has a cemetery, it seems. Do you have that in your town, city, county? Let me know in the comments. This links to legends of albino cannibals and witches, situated on a road known for its hauntings and eerie phenomena. So you have legends of cannibals no way, Jose. Albino cannibals, witches, no, that's just screaming like, oh, ghosts. That's so stupid. I'm glad you're here. You know, if it's not music or funerals, it's this stuff. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell. El Panteón de Belén in Guadalajara, Mexico hosts ghost tours. A lot of cemeteries do that. The cemetery called, I shouldn't even plug it. I'm not even going to plug the cemetery. But they have this haunted tour where you go to these notable graves, and out behind pops an actor that talks about as if they are the individual, their life, and what they've done. It's pretty cool. But at El Panteón de Belén, these ghost tours, they take you to the disturbed grounds. Let's go to the places where the grounds are disturbed, where they tell tales of wandering spirits, including a monk and a vampire. There's always a monk. Vampires, I don't feel like they talk about them as much. Monks and witches brew and beef stew and all. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let me know in the comments below. If you were haunted by a monk or a vampire, you could be either or. Which one would you choose? Let me know in the comments. Me, monk all day long. Because I would assume there's like an 88% chance that they might still be prayerful and spiritual. And I'll be like, let's pray together. The vampire, you know what they're going to do. Unless they're like in the movie Twilight. And then I might fall in love with one of them. What would you pick? Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. Oh, in Illinois. This has a love triangle. Oh, yeah. Famous for the Madonna of Bachelor's Grove. Interesting. Reports of various apparitions, including a 1940s ghost car and a farmer with his horse. The farmer and his horse. So I was thinking it was going to be more like love triangle stuff, like where you have the man is buried in a certain spot and the wife is buried in a certain spot. So what if you have all these ghostly things happening and it gets a little juicy, but it's not. It's merely a ghost car that appears, which is scary. A man and his horse, that's really scary. And then you have the Madonna of the cemetery, which is like the picture, I guess. I don't know. Are you familiar with this? Let me know in the comments below. Here we go again, either or. If you were going to be haunted, would you want to be haunted by someone in a ghostly car or the farmer and his horse? This guy is going to be super helpful and kind, I would imagine. I mean, he's going to be a little rough, probably, like matter of fact. He's going to tell you to get to work. Maybe if you're a city guy like me, I mean, I'll learn. I'll try my best. I've never cut tobacco before. I don't know what I'm doing, but I've been out there. I've watched people do it. Teach me. No, it's dangerous, but teach me. Or the ghost car. You don't know who's in the driver's seat. Let me know in the comments. And also be sure to subscribe and click the bell to be notified because you're here talking about haunted cemeteries you don't want to visit. Highgate Cemetery in London, England. I've got my handy dandy notes here because this is another cemetery you don't want to go to, known for vampire sightings. Here we go with the vamps again. Speaking of vamps, do you watch Vanderpump Rules? What's an imp-like creature? Do you know? This place and cemetery attracted vampire hunters until the 1970s, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Remember, that was a popular show because vampires were a popular haunting until now it's monks. There are reports of a ghostly bicycle rider and a man in a top hat. So you got a guy on a bike and a man in a top hat. Either or, here we go. You want a ghostly bike rider, dude, or the man in the top hat coming up to you? This guy obviously has a timepiece of sorts. He has like a pocket watch. He has a beautiful mustache as well. I know it. Let me know. Who would you rather be haunted by at this cemetery? This is so ridiculous. What has happened to this channel? We're going to stop a very quick, brief moment to say thank you for being here. Be sure to follow me on all the others. And I do have a podcast called You'll Die Trying that releases weekly wherever you stream your content. Now back to the show. Chase Vault in Barbados. Vault? Outer burial container? Coffins inside this vault are said to rearrange themselves. That's scary. A vault outer burial container, picture like a shoebox, respectfully speaking. The top comes off, the casket goes into shoebox, shuts, dirt. 2 reasons that a vault is used. 1, it protects the casket. It really does. I mean, you have the casket, outer burial container protects so that all that heavy weight of the dirt, also the grounds, settle. You got a nice little helpful guy to help with the settling of the ground. So that way it doesn't just sink in all the time. They also say that there's violent paranormal activity that would deter people from staying. Who would sleep in a cemetery? I've never met anyone, even the most out there individual. It's like, yeah, let's try it. That would just totally just sleep in a cemetery. Would you sleep in a cemetery? I have to know. Let me know in the comments. No judgment here. I just want to know. Cemetery Hill in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Gettysburg. Gettysburg is the site of the bloodiest battle of the Civil War, if you did not know. 50,000 troops died at the Battle of Gettysburg. That's a lot. It's interesting because on Cemetery Hill, they have many accounts of still smelling the lingering smell of decomposing loved ones. So those of soldiers that have died, they smell. They also smell peppermint. Peppermint was actually used in hopes to kind of mask that odor and that smell, but they have many accounts where people smell that. Have you been to Gettysburg? Have you stood on the grounds of? Are you familiar with? Let me know in the comments below. It was quite the battle. We're going back to Connecticut. Green Lady Cemetery in Burlington, Connecticut. Green Lady, it already sounds like, it doesn't sound too good. This cemetery is ruined and vandalized. If you were to vandalize a cemetery, anything really, that's awful, but a cemetery, a place that honors the dead, where the dead aren't able to defend the grounds, or are they? But shame on those that do that. This cemetery is said to be haunted by the Green Lady. I guess that's where it gets its name from, or it had the name from. She appears as a full-bodied apparition. She appears in a green mist, of course, like Stephen King novels. Eesh. There's stories of satanic rituals, and of course, people getting arrested for trespassing, which as they should. Vandalized, deteriorated cemetery, Green Lady Cemetery in Burlington, Connecticut. Would you go to this, knowing what you know now? We've been to Connecticut. We've been to Edinburgh, we've been to Gettysburg, and I'm sure you live in a burg or borough. Next time you walk the grounds of a cemetery, look at the names. Think of that. Those stones and monuments acknowledge the names of people who lived a life, who were loved by people, who mattered, and still do. May their memories be eternal. And you have been here to talk about haunted cemeteries that you don't want to spend. Who would spend? Let me know. I must. I'm glad you're here. Be sure to click that subscribe button and be sure to click the bell to be notified when I release content. I'm grateful for you. Your love far more than you can know. Stream my single last time. Okay, bye.